is our kvCORE today, and one of the things that is super important that I hope you are utilizing is the notes function that you have within your kvCORE system. So this right here that we're looking at is what we call our dashboard. From your dashboard, you can go over to the left and actually move to different areas. You can search your contacts, MLS, marketing, lead gen, all the way down to all these different things. Now, in order to access your contacts, you have two different choices. Within your main dashboard, you can actually look down here, and each of these cards is a client that you are working with. Now, for example, you do see that this specific client that I have is actually looking at multiple properties. Okay, so maybe I want to add a note to her profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just click on the note here. And now it's going to take me to what I call is her index card. Now, her index card has lots of information. Over to the left, you're going to see all of her contact information. If for some reason, maybe you need to change some of these things out, if you need to change your name, you just click on this pencil. You can go ahead and make those changes and save them. If for some reason you possibly put in the wrong phone number, or maybe they have a new phone number or a new email, you just hover over it till the pencil pops up, and then you can go ahead and make those changes. Keep in mind, any changes that you make, you need to make sure that you are saving them individually, so that way that all of those things are on there. Down here, you're also going to see any kind of hashtags that are associated with this client. Now, let's check out this middle part. This middle part is super important. This is where you're going to see everything that has come up. You're going to see what time it was sent. For example, this specific client is actually on an alert, and so they get sent an email every single day of properties that are hitting the market that actually meet their needs. So I can see that this specific client received an email on this address at this time on this day. I can actually click this view button, and I can see exactly what the email looked like that was sent to them. If I scroll down, I can also see other properties that they have viewed. So I see that they viewed this on their phone. If I want to send them a text about this specific home, I can click this text button. Down here, here's another email that was just listed. So there's lots of different things in here. This is where you kind of see their history. Okay, so like if you're scrolling someone on a social media profile and you want to see what they're seeing on their feed, this is kind of like their feed page. Now, let's say that I've met with this client and there are some new things that when I was meeting with them that they told me about. I can go over here to the right, hover over this add a note. And what I can do is I can go ahead and add any notes in there. Now, I can also add a hashtag. Now, in order to add the hashtag, you are going to actually type that pound symbol and then one or more of the characters to create a hashtag, and you'll be able to add that in there. I don't use this as a way to add hashtags. I would do that just under hashtags on the left, but this is where I'm going to add some notes. So maybe I'm going to say, buyer is now in a higher price point. And then, higher price point of, we'll say 650K. Okay. Now right here, let's say that I have a lender associated with this potential client or this specific client. I can go ahead and hit yes or no. However, this client in my kvCORE is not associated with the lender, so I do not have any information that's going to be sent out to them. This is super important. Maybe I want to pin this to the top. Now, the reason why you would pin it to the top is so that way it stays up there. So now when I look on here, what she did have was that email that was sent to her. Now I see a pinned note for her. Now, maybe now we've spoke, and now she's also changed something else. I can click on that little, and I'm going to go back. I can click on this pencil mark, and I can actually edit it. So maybe now I also want to add, buyer is now adding Chandler, Mesa, and Gilbert to her search. And I can update it. Now I've got an update on here, and now it's going to show that all that information. Now, why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't I just update it? Well, maybe you have a virtual assistant or a personal assistant who is updating your alerts within your system. So this is going to be up there. Once they have actually completed it, they can actually click the unpin, And what it's going to do, it's still going to go to the top because that was the most recent action that I did, but it's not going to be pinned. So what I do is when I pin things, then that tells me, hey, this is an action item that I need to work on with this client. Once I've done it, I can unpin it. Let's say that I made an error, or maybe now this is not a valid note. I can just hit this X mark and it's going to ask, hey, do you want to remove this note? And I can say yes. So that is how you will add a note to your clients. It's super important to make sure that you're keeping your database up to date and all of that information. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.